Well, we're closing out the book of Judges today, guys. It is the 17th when you're watching this. You read Psalm 50, you read Romans 6, and you read Judges 21 today. And I wanted to take a minute just to look at this final chapter of what I have always thought of as one of the darkest books in the Old Testament. As you've been reading over the course of these last week or so, these chapters, you've read through Judges pretty quickly. Hopefully you've seen kind of the spiral downward, right? Some people a lot of times describe Judges as a cycle, the Judges cycle of, the Israelites abandoning God, God punishing them, God hearing the Israelites crying out for help, sending a judge, and then the cycle repeats itself. And I think if we're not careful, we understand this as a cycle and not as a spiral. This is a downward spiral in Judges. And if you have been paying attention, you might have noticed that after every judge, the Israelites kind of get worse and worse. It's not like they are staying, at a similar level every time, right? The judges that are coming to save them are helping the land less and less. The people are staying with the Lord a shorter amount of time. And by the time we get to Judges 21, where the people have already committed this giant basic genocide, the civil war against Benjamin, for their evil, Benjamin, the people in Gibeah of Benjamin were evil. They were wrong in what they did, but the Israelites have kind of piled wrong on top of wrong, right? And in chapter 21, the Israelites are trying to figure out how do they preserve the remnant of Benjamin. And their plan basically is to do that by committing more mass murder. They're going to go to the one city in Israel where the men didn't turn out to fight against Benjamin, and they're going to slaughter them. They're going to slaughter the men, the women, the children, and basically kidnap the 400 young virgins in the city. We are not meant to think that Israel is making good decisions here. We are not meant to stand up for this atrocity. We are meant to understand when the book of Judges ends with, in those days there was no king in Israel, everyone did what was right in their own eyes. We are meant to understand that when we live that way, we tend towards evil, and greater evil the further we drift away from God. So be encouraged, though, because you're about to read Ruth, and Ruth is the uplifting note that is turning the page from the time of the judges to the time of the kings. And that's exciting.